There we go. Hello, Michael Knight. How are you?
Are we up? Yeah, we're live. Hey, Vinny,
Yeah.
Merry
Believe
Christmas.
me. Go leave. Good morning,
Uh,
pal.
I was going to have the Republicans vote with me to keep the show open, but they won't do it, so we're going to have to close it down, Ben.
Those wild and wacky. Well, let's face it. It's not even the Republicans anymore. It's President Musk.
You mean Leon Mux?
Leon is mucking things up.
This is the way he wants it, so this is the way he gets it.
We get it.
Is this the tragedy I foresaw in my future determination of how the Trump days will end? It'll end in tragedy, but I didn't know it was going to be Leon Mux who was going to bring us the tragedy.
Well, I think in America over the next 4 years, we're going to get a new four-letter word, and
Mux
that's going
you.
to be Musk you. Whenever you do something to screw somebody up, it'll be Musk you. They won't be able to sell what is that? Deodorant, shaving cream, the musk oil stuff.
The patchouli oil.
Is that musk oil?
Oh yeah.
Do you get when somebody walks in the room with patchouli oil on? Do you get like excited?
If it's Leon Mux patchouli oil, it comes with two batteries. So yeah, it
And they
generates the
and, and
smell.
and they ignite on contact with air.
They don't stink necessarily, but they smell. There's a noticeable odor when Leon walks in the room.
Yeah, the Republicans all of a sudden have a problem, don't they?
They have the votes to mess things up just the way they want. This is why Trump couldn't have accomplished anything in his first term because just having him in the room fucks up the electricity, the magnetic north, the
Well,
attitudes of supporters. The people who were behind him now, where are they? They
but
can't be
isn't
behind
that
him.
part of the problem
They
that
can't.
they
He doesn't
don't
want
care?
anybody. And he's in Florida. He's already home for Christmas. These guys have to work now.
Right. Well, he's not even president. I mean, that's the thing that kind of, I mean, Joe has obviously retired a month or so early.
Well, Joe's press conference today was helmed by his press secretary, who said we had a deal. The president elect called and said, "Don't take the deal. Now it's all on you." And good luck to you now. Merry Christmas. You can say Merry Christmas.
Or as I like to say, Merry Christmas, damn it.
How would you like to be a TCA employee and be told that your check's not coming, but you're going to have to work anyway without pay until further notice through the holidays?
Well, I think if you take a federal job these days, that's part of the
Part of
thing that you
the
have to consider. That's why they
part of
don't
the
get you
allure.
a job.
It's part of the allure. I'm fascinated by those days that I have to work without pay. Of course, that's technically the way it is, but they get paid if they work those days later.
Right. Do they get interest on that money?
No, I bet they don't.
I mean, it's okay if you have money, but if you're one of those people like many of us out there who work paycheck to paycheck,
Then look how much fun you're having.
at Christmas time, it only
Now, for
means
the
either A that you're going to bang out your credit cards for more money.
Democrats have
Or,
had a hard time running against the Republicans, but here's a great campaign slogan: They made you work on Christmas and didn't pay you. Brought to you by the Republican Party. If you want more of that, vote for that guy.
well, obviously the people in this country don't give a shit. They don't
That's the
care.
way. That's the way they like it. Yeah, drain the swamp.
They don't care if the more important thing is that we have is that we figure out a way to get those illegal aliens rounded up and in camps and tossed out of the country. It's
Are we
more
going to pay
important
the
that
we're
we
going to pay the
get.
border guys when we pay the border fellas when we do that,
I don't think
and
so.
and the Texas Rangers and everybody else that they.
Well, the Texas Rangers probably get paid, um, but the Border Patrol, if you work for the federal government, you don't get paid.
FBI doesn't get paid. CIA doesn't get
FBI doesn't
paid.
get paid. CIA. Anybody mentioned in that Beatles song does not get paid.
Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. So, um, and again, I would think that if you're working for the federal government, for the most part, you're getting a good paycheck. Um, so you probably have a little bit saved up. But again, why, if you work for somebody, should and you not get paid, and they can't walk off the job? They lose their job if they walk off the job.
What about Leon? Does he get paid?
Leon gets paid no matter what.
No matter what. Now,
That's
that's a good
that. See,
contract.
that's the thing I don't understand, Michael. Is Leon and Trump and all of these people, they get paid no matter what. They get a check every day. Their value is going up every day.
And they're happy. Look how happy
And
they
I
are.
don't think Trump is stopping selling his whatever he's selling today. Get it in time for Christmas.
Trump meat
Uh,
tenderizer.
yeah, whatever it is he's selling, I don't know that he's not getting income from that
Or you can
up
tenderize
until
the
the
Trump
very day he takes office, and probably after the way things are set up.
tenderize the Trump Bible and it's edible. Yeah, that must be treated. Just follow the instructions. The instructions are right there in Genesis 2.
Yeah, so I don't understand. Again, never would be able to understand how anybody could go in a voting booth and pull a lever for this guy, or
I
check
guess
his name off on a
this
ballot.
is number one on the list for not for being defunded during this shutdown. The
Well,
farmers
the
who were going to
FBI
get
probably.
the farmers of America who were going to get $100 million relief for voting for Trump. They voted for Trump. The first thing they get is their $100 million in disaster relief is cut, not issued, nolo contendere, nada, bingo.
Well, again, Michael,
Thank you for your
it's
vote.
this is the bed that people made for themselves. The majority of Americans. Now you can't even say, well, we didn't vote for this. It's the majority of Americans voted for it.
I like the fact that Latinos are just figuring out that the vote they gave to Trump is going to take them to the border and deport them. And the reaction to that is, really? I didn't know. What? No. Trump? No.
And everybody who has a vested interest in relying on something from the federal government will, if this bill does not somehow make it through, will be losing.
Your interest is no longer part of the vest. We made a vest without your interests. Fits a little
So,
snugly, but what are you going to do?
so you don't. So, in essence, hang on. If you're a government contractor, if you have a contract with the Department of whatever to go downtown and work on their building and put up walls or take down walls or paint it or whatever they do in federal buildings, you won't get paid. You won't get your contract money on time. If you were waiting for
Get your
that money
get
for
get
your
get your white paint with
Christmas
lead and
present,
paint over the mural.
you won't get it. That's all. It's that simple. No genius needed to figure this out.
You know who's the last president that shut down the government?
Trump.
Trump, exactly.
Yeah.
28 days before finally the firestorm of, hey, what are you doing? Finally caught up with the
Well,
lady.
and after that last episode, I don't know how anybody could have voted for him. You see, that's the thing, is they think this. The people that voted for him think that he's a god. They think that he's got a solution for all the problems. But the bottom line was, what did you do in the last 4 years that you were president, did you do anything?
Well, I lost that lawsuit about Trump University. That was embarrassing.
And they did. I mean, they did
Don
solve
Jr.
the.
Don Jr. got engaged to Kimberly Coyfield.
Well, that didn't work out too well.
Her face fell. You know the term? My face fell.
Oh yeah, when you string it up so many times, it's gonna fall. It's the law. It's Newton's law of gravity.
What goes up must come down.
So I mean, this all should come as no surprise to anybody that this is going to happen.
You know, he's not even in office yet. He's just
Right,
directing. He's just
right,
making
and
the
he's still
direction.
a month away from taking office.
But the cowardly Republicans in the House of Representatives listen to him as if he were the voice of God, the voice of Musk.
Well, they have, and they will continue to. This is nothing more, Michael, than a mafia family. This is turned into nothing more than if you want to see how this works, go watch The Godfather. If you want to see how it ends, go watch Godfather 3. And that wasn't a pretty movie.
You don't have to go much further than Godfather 2 to figure it out. But who's the guy with the Mo Green? Mo Green, Leon Musk, played by Mo Green.
I mean, you have the consigliere now in Musk, and he's running things.
Mo Green gestures with both hands. You guineas are killing me. You don't even have that kind of muscle anymore. They ran you out of New York because you didn't have the. Let me tell you about your future.
Yeah, I
So
can
was
make
so
that
was
deal with the Italians, and I can keep my casinos. The Corleones don't have the muscle anymore. So, him and the other five families, Putin and the guy in Xi in China and North Korea, they're all dividing up the rest of the planet.
they're all saying Merry Christmas.
Well, enjoy it because who knows what next Christmas is going to bring. Enjoy the Christmas. Yeah, run up them credit cards because you don't know what next Christmas will bring to you. And again, it gets you can only sit back and laugh at it because it's a self-inflicted wound.
So I have to change my end of time story. When Trump hits the palm tree in his limousine, Leon's got to be in the car too. They both got to be in the back playing Old Maid or something.
Yeah.
They didn't see it coming. Well, I didn't see that coming.
And meanwhile, West. Oh, we did have a J.D. Vance sighting yesterday.
Is he alive?
Yeah, he was publicly pleading for somebody to take care of Trump.
Is he ever
So I don't
seen
want to wait till the
Manchurian
20th.
Candidate?
I want to be president now.
We could do that. The Congress, this Congress could pass a bill saying that he's president now. We don't have to wait, and we can have two inaugurations.
Yeah,
The greatest inauguration ever.
but Bezos says I'm only paying for one. That was
Part of
what
one.
that's what you said. If I give you $1 million, I can come down to Key Largo, and
Tiago.
you
I
know,
thought he said, "I'll
and
give you $1 million if you just shut up. Just shut up." And here's $1 million.
well, they can't do that. They can't shut up. It's
No.
it's it's not anywhere in the script for anybody on the mega side to shut up and just say, "Look at all we've been given. Look at all that we have.
Look at the
Let's just
bounty.
keep our mouths shut." And that's where they're not like the Godfather. They want to rub it in your face. What
Well, if you're a
possible
Republican
motive do
congressman,
we have for going after Liz Cheney?
the uh, the job of a representative in the House of Representatives who represents a Republican district is just like you get up in the morning, you put on your suit, and then you ask your assistant, what did he say today? What are we doing? What do I have to do today? How do I have to vote? Where do I have to be? What's my talking points? What do I have to endorse? What do I have to say? This is what America wants. Did he say anything yet? No,
I
he's
don't
talking
think
about
this is what America wants appears anywhere in that dialogue.
he's talking about buying another NFL team. He wants to seize one, just seize
Who?
one, Donald, and he wants your vote.
I yeah, well, God bless y'all. This is what you voted for.
We're going to be in neutral for 4 years. See ya. When you're in
Yeah.
neutral, you can push the gas all you want. You can just push it. Let's go. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
You can't I mean, applications to be in his government are through the roof. Everybody wants to be in on it.
Be in on the
Um
grift. Did you get in on
Everybody
the
thinks
grift?
it's going to be a bonanza
You getting a
for
piece?
people, and he's going to change all the rules and make them
Did you?
friendly for rich people on the first day.
Just so you
And
can
he
wet
could
your
be right.
beak. Wet your beak. Wet your beak. Get it wet. Keep it wet.
But you can't really, again, how's it helping the little guy? How's it helping me? How's it helping you?
Well,
How's it helping?
it keeps you full of this Christmas spirit this time of the year.
How's
Coffee.
it? How's it helping the little people, man? As far as I can see, the little people are getting nothing. The little people have gotten nothing out of this deal and aren't going to get anything out of this deal.
They got to believe that it's raining, Vin, even though they're being peed on. That's just rain.
You're going to get
It's
it.
it's good for the planet. It's
Yeah,
good for the planet.
you're gonna see what a golden shower really looks like. Because for 4 years, the average American, the person that voted for this guy, is going to get pissed on.
And what does Leon get? I'm not quite certain. Not
And
quite certain I understand that.
what does Leon get?
Yeah, what does he get?
Well, he's I forget what number he is on the list, but I do believe he's one of the top 10 government contractors.
Oh, he gets a government check.
Yeah, but he's got enough to get by if the check for December doesn't come. Leon's got enough to feed the what does he have? 11 kids. He's got enough to feed the mouth of the 11 kids.
Did he make them all live in one house? I think so.
I don't
Some
think. No,
sort
I
of
don't
a
think sister wives.
some sort of a compound.
I'm sure though that that they don't all go live in the same house. Um, but he doesn't care. He's raking in the money through SpaceX and through um, the internet thing, and between the two, he's making himself a nice living, and he's got a nice piece of control of the U.S. government because he controls the information.
He controls the space program.
And being as NASA and Boeing can't seem to build a spaceship that can go up and come back with people in it.
Oh, come back. Well, you didn't say come back. You said go up. Who
Well, yeah.
knew?
Unfortunately, if you look at that small print in the middle of the contract, it says you must be able to deliver those same people back
Safely to
to
Earth.
the atmosphere. It's a little thing, but it's
But
something.
still,
It's something. If you send them up, you got to see that was the whole principle with with Henry Ford inventing the car. When they invented the Model T, he said, "Here's the deal: a lot of these cars that are invented now will get you wherever you want to go, but not too many people advertise about getting you back from where you wanted to go. I'm going to build a car that cost $600 new that will get take you where you want to go. And as an extra
Yeah.
added bonus, when you park the car in a spot and you come back to it and you start it up, you have a 99.99% reasonable expectation, unless, of course, your car was worked on by my father out in Staten Island, that the car will come back to where you took off from. It's
By
a
the way,
basic principle.
in those days, where could you park your car? Anywhere, anywhere you
Anywhere,
wanted. Park
anywhere,
it this way, that way,
right in
anywhere.
front of the house. You pulled up your, but Boeing offers no such guarantee. We'll get you there, but as far as coming back, well,
Really, who can say?
we'll
It's a
give you a
weird
50
world.
50 chance.
Everything's up in the air in this world. We all know that. We have to accept it. You could go, you could come, but you could return, but it's not guaranteed. A guarantee seems a bit much. Well, who wants a guarantee? It costs more.
Yeah, and whatever
Let's face it.
happened to Chris Kraft anyway? Remember Chris Kraft?
I do.
He was the voice of Mission Control.
I think he's in orbit with the people drinking their pee.
He was the guy who said, Apollo 13 mission, T minus 10 seconds and counting, 9. Eh,
He gets it.
he had that mellow FM voice.
Yeah, that was Chris. He was the voice of.
Chris Kraft. He was the voice, I think, probably well into the 90s.
Did he ever cut promos for radio stations? The Chris Kraft KFRC Christmas Wish.
Uh, Maybe. I don't know. He probably had lots of spare time. They were only sending those things up once every few months. It's not like today where you turn on YouTube and there's one taking off every 10 minutes like a bus.
According to Bordentown, New Jersey. Hello, all aboard. When's it coming back? Coming back.
Maybe he worked at a Greyhound station.
Read your ticket. No, no one's ever understood anything that's ever been announced at a Greyhound station.
Yeah, it's like the pilot in the airplane. The guy could be screaming to that thing, "We're going down. Get your life jackets on. We're going on." You don't know anything he's saying. He's saying, "Captain," and I'm staying at the Park Sheridan.
Staying at the Taft Hotel.
Staying at the Intercontinental. If anybody wants to come by after the flight, thank me for flying you from point A to point B. I've never had a flight around the airport before. Anyway, so are you ready for Christmas, Michael? Is Christmas now? When we last spoke, had to go out and
The,
get
the,
some
the
things.
last element is wrapping. We're behind on wrapping, but I'm not the best help of that. So this year I'll have to help, and we'll catch up today.
Yeah, I'm not a good Christmas present wrapper either. I always leave gaps, or I always have to get. My trick is I always I'll put a present in the wrapping paper, and I'll fold it down, and it won't quite get as needed, to overlap, so you can't see inside. So I have to keep scraps of extra paper around so I can
That's
slip it in there
that's what
and
they're
then
for.
tape it so it looks like it's all covered up.
Has anyone ever looked at the present and say, "I can't open this. Look at this wrapping. This is a disgrace." No one ever does that. They just rip it right
Um,
open.
yeah, no, nobody doesn't open the present. I've noticed that. Although I have heard criticism of how shoddily that present is wrapped, how you know no how non-directional the wrapping
A
is.
disappointing presentation.
Yeah, but I've never seen anybody say, "Well, gee, I'm not going to open up my Remco space station because
I had a Remco rocket launcher.
I had one of those too. I had
Phew.
the Remco. I think the space station was ideal actually. Had it looked like a big plastic red globe type thing, and it had different things on the outside that you could launch rockets and send ships out, spaceships out from the side. I thought it was one of the coolest birthday presents I ever got.
I saw
Until
yesterday a Nerf gun, and Nerf guns come with as many uh, Nerf projectiles as you can imagine. You can buy 20, 40, 80. But with the Rimco rocket launcher, there was one rocket. And every time you launched it, it was in desperation of going into space and never coming back. It was like a Rimco Boeing rocket launcher.
it's
And
probably it's probably how they train our space station astronauts
if
now on
they'd
the
been
Boeing.
smart, they would have sold at least 3 rockets with the Rimco rocket launcher. But nope, one rocket.
Well, you could buy additional rockets, couldn't you? I mean,
That I can't tell you. I don't think so.
or now you've given me visions of my father at Christmas, again in the guise of Santa Claus. Opening up the boxes that are in the on the floor and picking out the rockets. so
For resale?
so my I was under the illusion that my set came with 6 rockets. Who knew? Who knew that? I didn't know that they would do something like that.
Because he
And
said
if
to
I
himself,
did,
I'm going to get Vinny this Rimco rocket launcher, but I know Vinny, that rocket's not going to last 30 minutes.
right? So I
So,
want to get a day of peace and quiet, so he doesn't keep waking me up and saying, "Dad, I lost the rockets." And then there's 5 more in the box. Just look.
help me get the rockets off the roof.
Yeah, that's how you learn how to climb a roof to get your Spalding off the roof, man. You could get up a roof. You could get up almost any roof without a ladder. You need a ladder. I mean, you were so used to chasing stuff up on those roofs,
There was access if you knew what you were doing.
and there was, yeah. I mean, that's something. Those are skills you learn as a kid in New York, scaling the roof. Now, there were certain roofs you could scale and certain roofs you couldn't. There was garage roofs, which were pretty easy
Yeah, you
to
kids
get
get off
up
that
on
roof,
top of. One kid could boost another kid
and
up
you're up,
onto the roof, and then you'd grab the gutter and you'd pull yourself up,
or the gutter down.
or the gutter down. Yeah, there were several instances where the gutter came, you know, and then
Came right
everybody
off.
ran home and forgot about the Spalding until you put another one up on a roof. Then you had the choice of, do I go get that one or do I go get this one? Which one do I?
And just like in Major League Baseball, some kids always hit foul balls. They just always put it in the trees. They always put it in the witch's
Yeah,
yard.
there's one kid that hits it over the fence the right way, and there's 8 others that hit it
Yeah.
up onto the garage roof. Something tells me that Abner Doubleday, when inventing the game, took that into account in
He's the
some
one who named
shape.
it Spalding. Isn't it Spalding? No, it is not. It is Spalding.
Spalding, I don't know. Well, he invented the balls, but Spalding had many balls, many types of balls.
Hey,
Right, Dory?
I want to commend the state of New Jersey. They said, all right, all this talk about UFOs and UPAs and UFAs and uh, drones, that's it. No drones may fly in New Jersey until we get this thing solved. No drones at all. So if we see anything in the sky, it cannot be a drone. And I didn't hear a report about what was in the sky following the banning of the drones.
Well, we had several reports here of drones, um, which was
Indeed.
pretty funny because just as in New Jersey, all of a sudden, whatever was flying over New Jersey stopped.
Just stopped.
Just stopped.
Nobody can video anything.
Nobody can they just got to a point where they said, you know what, we got two choices here. We can let this madness go on, or we could do the New Jersey thing and just have people shooting them out of the sky. The fear with that is the on ground aviation identifying system that New Jersey employs, which is some kid drawing a plane and saying, "Dad, it looks kind of like this."
Look, I thought it. I think it looks like this.
I think it looks like that.
Copy.
Didn't didn't cut the mustard, and so you had the situation of people this weekend going out and just shooting anything.
And when you think about it, does not take a lot to cut the mustard. Almost any implement you have will cut the mustard.
It yeah, it just seemed like it was going to turn New Jersey into the wild west Hepatcong, or the wild
remember that western where
West New York.
the space invaders came into the old Wild West and they had shootouts with the people from another planet, and Daniel Craig was in it.
Daniel Craig was in everything back then.
Well, yeah, that's why he was in this. He had to be in everything. They had to delay the making that movie for 2 years just because he had to be in it. And he played he looked like Yul Brynner in his western.
Oh, what was that? Westworld, right?
Seven Samurai. No. What the hell is the name of that famous
Magnificent Seven.
That's it. Al Caol on guitar. If you remember, Yul Brynner wore a black outfit and a black hat, flat brim, and he looked like Daniel Craig in the Cowboys and Aliens movie.
They've tried to make that kind of movie that kind of western over the last few years, and it just never seems to be successful anymore.
Well, it's just weird. Everybody rides out on their horse and they go to the saloon and they drink cheap whiskey, and then the flying saucer lands right in the middle of everything. It's just disconcerting. It bothers people.
Yeah, the last western I saw that I did it. Well, it wasn't really a western, but the last movie I saw that kind of employed that tactic a little bit of the all-star cast out west was Mars Attacks.
Yeah.
You know, that was
darkly humorous.
Oh yeah, it was a great movie. One of the kind of uncovered gems of movie making in the 90s, and
Sigourney Weaver was in that, wasn't she?
Say again.
Sigourney Weaver was in that movie.
I don't remember her being in that movie. No, I don't remember. She might have been. I might just not be, but I don't think that she was in it. I mean, Sarah Jessica Parker was in it. She played
the bar girl with a heart of gold.
Yeah, the Michael J. Fox's love interest, who then went for well, I guess I shouldn't say that because I don't want to give away any plot of the movie. But
yeah,
you've seen Mars Attacks if you're a fan of that kind of movie. It's been around long enough. If you haven't seen it, it's a great movie. I mean, everybody you want from the 90s is in that movie. I'm trying to think of Jack Nicholson playing Close. It's just a great movie.
Biff Jiggerman was in that one, I think.
He was in it under several different assumed names.
Well, he played a lot of small parts. They put a wig on him. They put a beard on him.
Yeah, Martin Short.
He was fine for that. He said, "Just pay me."
It's the movie that it actually turned my opinion around about Martin Short. I never used to like him, and then I saw him in that movie. I said, maybe I'm wrong.
Have you seen his character
Jiminy Glick.
Jiminy Click?
Yes,
That's my favorite
the
Martin Short.
the episode of Real Time with Bill Maher, where
Bill
Jiminy
Maher.
Glick interviews Bill Maher,
It
is
was so
comedy
funny.
gold.
It's you'll never see Martin look like that again. You'll never see the two of them crack up. Uh, Bill Maher is usually not a guy who breaks up, but he could not maintain.
Yeah, yeah. It was great television.
Yeah.
It really was. It was edgy because he took a chance with it. I thought, and I just thought it was, the character is such a character that that Martin Short really becomes that guy. He
Oh God, he
becomes
does.
Glick,
He becomes Jiminy.
and and you could see. I mean, anybody who's watched local television knows that there's a small town guy,
Who does the entertainment news.
right, like Jiminy Glick in every market in America. He might be the weather guy, he could be the news anchor, he could be somebody, but there's somebody like him. Who was the guy that used to do it in San Francisco? He didn't do. He went from kind of entertainment to commentary.
Mark Thompson.
No, 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 no. Oh man, I just had his name was right on the tip of my tongue and it left and it didn't come back. Wayne.
What?
No, not Wayne. Wayne Shannon.
Oh yeah,
Remember Wayne Shannon?
I do.
Yeah, big guy and had an opinion, and the guy was huge, literally
He
and figuratively in San
he
Francisco.
didn't have as many malaprops as Jiminy Glick, but still
No, no, no. But he had that. He was that kind of all encompassing reporter, column.
self assured interviewer with no questions.
Right, right. With nothing, he brought nothing to the table. Brought nothing to the table.
How was
But
your
yet,
left
in
ear?
just bringing, but he did more with, he did that like Steve McQueen thing, where they do more with no words than 99% of the actors that you see can do with a page of dialogue.
Mark Shannon. Well, there was a guy in L.A. There was an entertainment reporter. He died recently, and he had that happy-go-lucky, excited, boy, have I got something for you approach, and he never had anything. It was just incredibly vapid. But the other stations didn't have entertainment reporters, so there was nobody else in town. He was it.
Pretty amazing to think that Hollywood, that LA, would not have an entertainment reporter.
Well, they got, and they could do a joint effort with Variety or the Hollywood Reporter. There's so many people covering the business. Nobody wants to do the dollars and the deals. They want to do the crap about who got arrested, who got pulled over on Hollywood Boulevard.
Right.
That's entertainment news for L.A.
And yeah, it's just. I mean, but you know what? I
My
don't think
client's
New
got a new
York
movie.
has.
My client's got a new movie coming out. We want a little coverage. Call us when he gets arrested.
Of course, they used to have those guys in New York too, or women.
Sure.
Probably the most famous being Joel Siegel.
At least who was the guy with the big mustache that worked for the Today Show?
Gene Shalit.
Right, Gene Shalit.
Gene Shalit.
At least he went to the confabs and interviewed actors and actresses.
Yeah, he was. I bet the only one that really didn't have an entertainment reporter per se was CBS, and they had was it Marsha Strassman? Marsha.
Brandywine.
They did have somebody that would cover the movies, but they would interchange a lot. Um, different people would cover it. But yeah, amazing to me to think that there's not even today, uh, not somebody who you could go out and say this is have contact with and say okay every day you could rely on them for something. This star was in town, that star was in town. I had this interview. I did nothing.
The weekend box office.
Wonder if they had anybody like that here in Seattle.
Well, there should be. I don't know if there ever was.
Yeah, there would. Yeah, there had to be somebody, right? I mean, that covered that beat, but no, that beat isn't considered, I guess, lucrative enough
Lesser than.
anymore. And chances are you would get, those people were plugged in. They could tell you what the best little off Broadway thing was, or um, that's how I learned about. I remember learning about. Remember a thing called Channel One?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, that's how I learned about Channel One, which was a comedy troupe that um, I don't know how they did this, but they had a theater on East 4th Street, I believe, or East 3rd, I forget. And every, month or so, or 2 months or so, somebody from Channel One would be on CBS explaining the satire behind this show or that show, or
Was
little things that that we're only going to be around a couple of weeks.
it improv theater too?
Yeah, I mean, it had. I think Chevy Chase was there. Oh, I'm trying to think of who else. Um, I think Jane Curtin might have came out of there. Like a bunch of the Saturday Night Live people, the original Saturday Night Live people came out of Channel One,
Hmm.
and people. I know people would line up all the time to go see it, and it kind of piqued my interest in as a very young boy. Piqued my interest in theater. Like, wait a minute, channel starts at channel two,
Two. There's no
and
channel one.
they said,
Nope, there's a channel
no,
one. You just can't see it.
yeah, if you think like that, we got to come. We got an education for you. We'll show you what improv comedy is, and that whole thing. So it was interesting. You used to be able to. You could, if you got there early in the afternoon, well, not early, but 3 o'clock, go sit outside on a summer's day and listen to them practice, rehearsing. I mean, I don't know how you rehearse improv, but but doing their exercises, doing what they
Hmm.
did to get ready. Right off of.
Now, why is there no channel one? Think about that. What was the point of that? Start now. Let's start at channel two. Well, what about one? We're not going to talk about that. Well, why not? The numbers start with one. In fact, you could even say channel zero would be a good number to have.
Yeah, I guess you could, couldn't you? But that leads to the question: why are there many things that you think should be there but are not?
What do you mean?
Well, I think there's many things in our lives that should be there, but due to whatever different changes or scheduling or whatever, just aren't there.
And are there things that should not be there but that are there? Things like Leon Mux. He shouldn't be there, but there he is.
Yeah, I'm going to take that under advisement. I'm still trying to figure out the
Are we on X?
well, we might have been until we started talking about Leon Crump Musk. I mean, I'm sure he has different thought police that are uh, in pursuit of your mind.
Well, I'm not on X. I did have a Twitter handle, but I don't haven't used it since Palm Springs. I used to go on Twitter to get the local headlines that I would steal for the morning show.
Well, there is a Michael Knight that's on Twitter. Um, I think he is a racing writer of some kind. Let me see if I can call him up real quick. X, it's what's happening. Oh, Mikey.
Well, Vinny, it's kind of a quiet day. We're right around the corner from Christmas. Let's cut her short and
Do
let
you
it
think so,
go.
Michael?
And I'll see you Monday. Yeah.
All right.
Or maybe not
Um.
Monday. Are we on Monday?
Well, yes. What is Monday? Monday is. I mean, is
Today's the
Monday
20th.
Christmas Eve? You know what? I don't even. I've been struggling with Michael. Believe it or not, I have been struggling with that few days before Christmas, keeping it all straight, which I sometimes happens to me. Sometimes I lose time. But I felt good when I talked to my beautiful daughter last night.
Monday is Christmas Eve, the 23rd.
Right, Monday is Christmas Eve. So yeah, so why don't we get together Monday for a grand Christmas pageant?
Now, to finish your story, what did your daughter Erin tell you that made you feel better?
Oh, we were just talking about how rushed the holiday season is and everything, and I said, well, geez, I thought that I thought had another week between December yesterday, the 19th, and Christmas. And she said, no, Dad, I went the other way. I missed a day. I thought it was I thought we had like 2 weeks left. And I said, no, it's the 19th and the 19th and the 21st. So we were both confused on how much time there was before Christmas. Uh, so I mean, in the bigger realm of things, it doesn't make a difference. But we both, even though she is 100 times smarter than I am, and a million times um, more plugged into the world of social media and all of this stuff, she was also a little confused too, which made me feel better that I'm not the only one in the world that is confused.
Well, Americans coast to coast, and especially in Washington, D.C., are saying, can you please tell me what's going on? I know something's going on, but exactly, can you explain it so I can understand it? And that can't be done. So in the middle of that confusion, we're just going to insert Christmas and New Year's and see if that slows down the weirdness. See if that dilutes the, the fierce, non logical, horrid life that we seem to be prepared to live now for 4 years.
Yeah, I'm very excited tomorrow. My friend Chris Sullivan, who is the traffic reporter over at Cairo,
Uh-huh.
his son is playing, I believe, in a bowl game tomorrow. He plays for
Whoa.
Montana State, the Bobcats, and it will be his last game. He's a senior, and he will. It's kind of fun when you get to follow somebody's career from high school all the way through to, what I believe. I think this kid will probably get drafted somewhere, and it will be
What
his
what
final
what,
game.
what position does he play?
He's a kicker, I believe, and so it's just been fun to see this kid come along. And even though he's not your son, and he's not on TV every weekend or this and that, the other thing, it's just really nice to see him and his family and his father there, not for the notoriety that it will give them, but uh, just for a kid and a father and son and family that love the game.
I can understand that.
Yeah, and he gets a college education out of it too. And this is from everything I see, a smart kid. So I think he's going to take, if he's anything like his dad, he's going to take full advantage of the opportunity that he's been handed. No, I take that back. That he's worked for, and he's gone through, and hopefully not uh, take that for granted. And so it's nice, and so congratulations to him and his family that they've gotten to this point and played on.
Montana State. Well,
Oh,
my advice is kick it where they ain't. I don't know if that applies to his game plan, but it could. Kick it where they ain't.
boy, look at this! Look at this! I saw this guy, and I knew it was going to happen. In my heart, I hadn't heard anything about it, but man, oh man,
Tell me.
amazing. So they've just announced here, I guess. I'm looking at this, and again, I don't know that this is true, but there's enough people posting it and talking about it where I do believe. But remember the most recent school shooting we've had
They're
in
charging the
Wisconsin?
parents. Yeah, with a 15-year-old girl.
Right. Did you notice the police chief there, uh, in Madison, Wisconsin, Sean Barnes?
Family member.
He was a African American gentleman, very accomplished. He just seemed like a very smart and considerate guy. Now, again, you only see what you see in his press conference, but there was something different about how he handled the media. He spoke politely to people, pleases and thank yous, um, even to the media, who sometimes you could believe would only be there for the sandwiches.
Sandwiches are
And
no. They can be
yeah,
good. They can be mediocre.
and I guess the mayor of Seattle has just announced that Sean Barnes is going to be the new head of the Seattle Police Department.
Wow. Madison, Wisconsin to Seattle in one fell swoop, one leap. I wonder if he was under consideration before this event.
I'll be interested in seeing that. I mean, I know that they had a long selection process, and I am hoping that he was. He was just such an impressive, had an impressive public appearance,
Demeanor.
demeanor. Yeah, yeah. He just seemed to be really on focus with what he was doing in a very tough situation, and handled the media. I thought very well. I don't know what kind of policeman he is, but if this is the direction that the Seattle Police Department is going, um, and there isn't anything in his
Closet.
yeah, in his profile that's bad. Uh, This is a great move, I think.
I think
Excellent
he
move.
says
I
Washington, or
looked
does
at
he?
just from his conferences.
Do you
So
think
that's
he
a little bit
says
of breaking news.
Washington or Washington?
Well, he's going to have to decide that before he gets here.
He's got a couple days to figure it out.
Yeah, they'll probably introduce him, right after Christmas or something like that. Well, I hope it's true. Again, it's unconfirmed, except for what I'm seeing on X, and I don't trust X uh, for much of anything except to be on it. And it seems like if this is the case, Seattle has made a good move here. All right, Michael. I will see you on Monday. Have a good weekend.
Have a Merry
And
Christmas. Prepare for the best, and
yeah,
enjoy.
we'll get prepared up. And if the Lord's will and the creek don't rise, we'll see you back here on Monday.
Christmas Eve Eve.
Christmas Eve Eve. Adam and Eve. Everybody Eve. Peace, love, and Manischewitz, Michael.
I'm telling you, it's some kind of wine.
Take care, buddy. I'll see you.
By then.
All right, there he goes, Michael Knight. And there we go again. By the way, don't forget to listen to Drive Time tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock. We'll have a little fun. Boy, I feel like if this is true, I feel like it's a great move for the Seattle Police Department. This was a guy who you looked at and thought immediately, this guy's got some on the ball. Well, I guess we'll find out how much on the ball he has. Sean Barnes, the new, appears to be, according to a couple of media reports, the new police chief in Seattle. Good move, Seattle. All right. You all take care. We'll see you tomorrow morning at 11 if the Lord's willing and the creek don't rise. Have a good one.